How do you mean do this? Something inside of me broke. Close it on. We need to figure this out. It'll get hurt. I got put out today. We have nowhere to live.
Film go taste so. My God. Hi, guys. Let me tell you guys, if you have not watched Straw, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Oh, do you want to be entertained? Do you want to let your emotions out? Do you want to cry? Most importantly, do you want to cry? Guys, even if you are super mature when you watch this movie, if tears not come on your eyes, come, I'll dash you 10,000. Yes, I'll dash you 10,000 because you must cry to take kata komoya nose. Yes. If you watch this movie and you end up not crying, come to me. I'll dash you money. Then you tell me how you did not cry. Anyways, guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to What Do You Think with Mercy Tare. Guys, today we're going to be talking about Straw. Yes, Straw is a Netflix movie by Tyler Perry, and I think it was released on Friday last week. I can't remember, but I only watched it yesterday. And trust me, guys, I really wanted to film this video after watching that movie because one thing that attracted me to that movie was when my friend Brenda watched the movie and I saw it on her status and she was like, Straw made me cry. If you know Brenda is an emotional person, but there are certain things that she would not cry. Whatever you do, whether you do now, you go invite Jesus, that you not go cry. But if Brenda says she cried, she really cried. So I was just like, okay, there's something about this movie. Let me go and watch it. And guys, trust me, after watching this movie, that time I realized, single mothers are strong. Single mothers are a role model. It's not easy, guys. Anyways, let's just jump right into this movie. So our main character is Tara G.P. Henson, and she's a single mother to her 8-year-old baby girl. Her baby girl has special needs. Let's just say she's a patient, and from time to time she does experience seizures. And as a single mother handling two jobs, she is not able to buy her daughter's medicines because they are quite expensive. And again, she tries to send her daughter to school regardless of her financial difficulties. Meanwhile, in school, they do make mockery of her daughter's, feeding situation because she's not able to pay the 40,000, no, not 40,000, $40 worth of food. I think, I don't know, the American system is like you have to pay $40 for you to, eat from the canteen or something. So they do make a mockery of her. She complains to her mom, and her mom is like, okay, I'm going to get my paycheck today, and I promise I'm going to pay the $40 for your food, okay, so that your friends and your teachers will stop making a mockery of you. Again, at some point, because her daughter is a patient, she's not able to do her own things all by herself. So there was this day that she was trying to bathe, she fell, and she had bruise on her back. For some reason, people think that is because her mother cannot take good care of her. Meanwhile, as like when kids grow up, they think they are big girls. For a child at her age, I can beat myself, but her mom is like, I don't want this to happen anymore. Let me just beat you. So they leave the house. On their way to the car downstairs, as usual, landlady wahala. Landlady comes telling her she has to be paying her bills, her rents rather. She should pay her rent. And there is this beggar along the street, this man. One lesson I learned from this movie, the first one, no matter how broke you are, if you are able to put a smile on people's faces, it goes a long way because your reward will come in due course. So Taraji doesn't have money to pay her rent, even to pay her daughter's school food, right? But no matter how broke she is, she always dash this beggar along the street some money, and the man is always like, thank you. She promised her landlady to, settle her rent bill later in the day by 10 a.m. because she was hoping that once she gets to work, she's going to get her paycheck. After which, she goes to school, she drops her daughter off and goes to work. Of course, she gets to work a little bit late, 30 minutes late. She signs in, goes to her job place. She works in the supermarket. This lady and her boyfriend walk up to her to pay for whatever they have picked, and they wanted to pay through, I don't know if it's credit card, But unfortunately, according to the supermarket laws, there are certain items that you must pay cash, right? So Taraji tells them, please, you cannot pay through use credit card. You have to pay cash. And the lady goes on to say, hey, I always do this all the time. So who are you to tell me that I cannot pay through my credit card? And the customer gets angry, and her boyfriend throws a bottle at Taraji's feet. And Taraji just left her station and went back to, to cool off. Meanwhile, her boss comes in, yells at her. In the course of yelling at her, she gets a call from her daughter's school that they need her attention. The boss is like, you always have things going on, like you lazy ass. At that point, I was just like, some bosses can be so rude. That your employee is telling you that she has an emergency at her school, at her daughter's school. Why are you acting like you don't have kids? Why are you so insensitive? Anyway, she goes to school, and unfortunately her daughter is being taken away from her for child service or child care, because reports gets to them that she's not able to take care of her baby comes to school hungry, she's not able to afford that $40. Hey god, why? Poverty is a bastard. Guys, poverty is a bastard. She pleads, but unfortunately, it takes her daughter away from her. Then she goes back to work. Now, on her way to work, it is rainy, cats and dogs. She has to get to work on time because, mind you, her boss had given her 30 minutes to go to school and be back to work, right? So she goes up from her daughter's school. On her way back to work, there's traffic. See, when something will happen for one day, no, they'll say, all your village people, they are on your head. Like everything was just going from bad to worse on this particular day. Anyways, moving forward, she tries to overtake the vehicle so that she can get to work on time. Then she comes across with this bully policeman. Hey god, this part really got me mad. This policeman hits her car, and of course he's a white man. White, a racist for that matter. I will say that. But anyways, this white man threatens her that is going to make her life miserable. And in the course of talking to her, another police lady comes, and she's trying to be gentle with Taraji, and she's like, Taraji does not have any papers for her vehicle. Everything she had is expired. There's no backup. And she's like, she has to tow her car. Nothing imaginable. So Taraji leaves there, goes back to work, and she gets fired. And she's like, can I have my paycheck? The boss is like, you came back 2 hours late and you're expecting me to pay you? Get out. You are fired. She goes back to the house, and unfortunately for her, she meets her things thrown out in the rain. Oh my god. Like at that point when I was carrying my baby, I'm like, Jesus, imagine me coming back to my house and meeting my things, like everything in my house, thrown out in the middle of the rain. I will scream like Taraji screamed her life out. I was just like, oh my god, what is she going to do? Oh, her daughter's project, science project, is outside. I remember her telling her daughter that she should be very careful because she has spent a lot, in building her daughter's school project. It's a science project, by the way, and her daughter's medications out in the rain. And you know how expensive that is. She was just screaming and screaming. I was just like, oh my god, like I could totally relate, you guys. Anyways, she goes back to work. She is soaked. In fact, guys, she goes to tell her boss that, please, can I have my paycheck? I need to pay for my daughter's feeding. I just need my paycheck so that I can prove to this care service or to this child service that I can take care of my baby. And the God, so people are wicked in this outside that we are inside though. They are really wicked. The boss, being an insensitive man, is like, I'm not paying you. Get out of my office. So in the course of them going back and forth, these two crazy guys, thieves, broke in and they started demanding for money. One thing led to another. Taraji is like, this is not the time for you to come and collect this money. I need my money. This is not the time. So these people who want to take the money, Taraji is like, na lie o, the money no dey go no place. I need my money. And her money was over $520. Can you imagine? for a single mother. Hey God. Anyways, so one thing led to another. The one of the bandits got shot, and the boss, being an insensitive guy, he calls the police, informing them that Taraji is part of this gang up, that she planned everything. She's like, I did not know these guys. I only came here for my money, my paycheck. Pay me my money. And out of anger, she took the gun. Now, so boss Dayo. Guys, at that point, I was happy. Moving forward, she cast the check, and the check was stained with blood. She took it to the nearby bank, where I think they were about to close for the day, but the manager in the bar recognizes her, and she's like, no, let her in. So she gets in, and she goes straight to the teller, where she's like, please, I need to cash this check. The teller is like, I need your ID. Unfortunately, Taraji does not have an ID on her. She said it got missing at some point, and the teller is like, I'm sorry, I cannot cash this check. And out of frustration, I don't know, it was out of, reflex or whatever, she still had a gun with her. So she just put the gun on the teller's table, and the teller was like, okay. She became frightened and started removing everything from the counter, all the money. Taraji's like, I need my money. Why are you giving me all this money? This is not what I came here for. So they were just going back and forth, back and forth. At some point, the manager put on the silent alarm, which alerts every county police around. It alerts them that there's a bank robbery going on in that bank. And that was how they started coming to the bank. And in that bank, I think they had about 10 people, a couple, the two tellers, Taraji, the manager, and one mama and one huge guy. We had this beautiful girl, a detective. I can't remember her name. She comes, and they try to talk to Taraji, and that was when Taraji started explaining everything that has happened to her. Because of her talking to the detective, because that was the only person that she could talk to. I like the modern system. These people are psychologists, and they know what is happening. I mean, they can literally tell when is best, which person is best to talk with people like this, right? So the lady detective was commissioned to talk to, Taraji. In the course of her talking, one of the bank tellers went live, and guys, everybody was watching and everybody felt for her. Girls in the barber shop, salon, university, people in the snack, like everybody was watching, in school, in the university, in the supermarket, like everywhere, in homes. Everybody was watching how she was explaining everything that had happened to her from the moment she left her home. Moving forward, people started protesting, let Taraji out, she's innocent. At this point, it was over about more than 10 hours. She had freed the couple in the bank. The other guy as well left. So it was left just that one mama, the diabetic mama, the manager, Taraji, and the two tellers in the bank. Okay. So at this point, Taraji was insisting, because at some point, when the crowd came, protesting, not even before then, when it was announced that there was a robbery in the bank, that, you guys remember that foolish policeman that threatened her life. So she saw the guy outside through the television, and she was like, there is no way I'm leaving this bank with that guy out there. And that was the main reason she was still keeping these people in the bank, because at that point she had already cashed out her check. Okay. So talking to the detective, she's like, I can't come out, because the detective was like, surrender. She said, there is this particular police officer. She's not going to go out unless that police officer is apprehended, because her life is at stake. It goes for hours until the FBI had to step in, and the guy was so rude, like, okay, the FBI is taking control now. The chief of police is not handling well, blah 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 blah, and he just came and worsened the situation. Now, one thing again that also made everything worse is because of her daughter's science project in her backpack, because it looks like a bomb. So people thought that, or the police people thought that she's coming to bomb the bank, and she has a gun and she's coming to bomb the bank. Do you get? So there was just a lot of mix up going on. So to cut the whole story short, at some point she received a call from her mom. Taraji received a call from her mom that her baby died. And that was when we realized that everything was just an illusion. Her baby had died the night before. And as a single mother, it's like it was playing in her head, everything that she was doing all through that day was for her daughter. But in her mind, her daughter still lives. Meanwhile, her daughter is dead. Guys, at that point, I was just like, God, no, 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 no. No, 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 Tyra Perry. No, 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 no. You don't just press boy. This is bad. This is bad. Guys, I cried my life out. Hey, my God. That all of this trouble, putting your life in danger for your daughter, just realize that, hey, your daughter is dead. And at some point, she was telling the bank manager that, hey, I know I'm going to go to prison. Please take care of my baby. Take care of my baby. I don't have any family. I don't have a husband. My daughter only have me. Please promise me you're going to take care of my baby. And the manager promised. Meanwhile, all this while, the manager knew that her baby had died. But she was just like, okay, this lady is going through a lot at the moment. Let me just roll with her. At this point, all the other people had left, all the other hostages had left. It was left the manager and Taraji. And that was when Taraji was like, okay, it's time for me to surrender. But guess what, guys? The manager stayed with her. She's like, I'm going to go through this with you. And that was how the detective outside, called on Taraji to surrender. And the manager held Taraji's hand and they moved out in handcuff and all the like. And that was it. This is just a summary, guys. You need to go and watch this movie. You need to go and watch this movie. As a mom, I'm just like, God, let me never find myself in this situation where I can't be able to provide for my son. I could totally relate. Yeah, because I'm a new mom. I'm going through a lot right now. You guys won't understand with all the beautiful face and makeup, but there's just a lot going on. And I give all the flowers to Taraji for bringing out the character. I mean, she put herself in that situation. I don't know what is going on in America, but I know one thing for sure is that it's not easy to be a single mother. Yeah. Tara Perry, Papa Chop. Chop, yeah. I like you because no, you don't film nonsense. You bring reality to light. It's entertainment, but it speaks a lot. It's a lot to take home. It's a lot of eye opener. It's a lot for men to understand that when they abandon women with pregnancy, they go through a lot in life. It's just a lot to. Anyways, guys, go and watch a movie. I beg. It's 100% recommendable if that is a grammar. But yeah. Anyways, what do you think in the comment section? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. If you watch this movie, let me know, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.